The sun is
Yeah,
beaming.
sweater and pants. I'm like, I better I'm not getting hot looking at it.
Well, it was cooler when we left. It is hot now, so I am gonna take this sweater off when we settle. Let me live there.
This is so hot. I'm looking at you. I'm like, oh, poor bear. No sunglasses or anything. The bear's just not, she's not into
I
that.
want to go down there though. I want to go down. Can we go down at some point?
Yeah, for sure. Let's go down. I thought we were going to cut in at a certain spot. Is this where we cut in?
No, we cut in over there.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go wherever we normally do. Or if these, unless you want to go right here.
Yeah, this looks cool, right?
It does look cool.
Is this the way that you get to right there?
I don't know. This is where you come here, Bear. I don't come here. I follow you where you take me. No, this is you really put me on all these little paths down here.
Of course, I rediscovered it right before we moved. Runyon. It took me forever to find it.
Yeah.
You brought me here like one of our first times hanging out. Ben brought me here,
Yep.
and I have not been able to find it since, until literally a month before I moved back to Miami.
I forget about it existed, honestly.
And I would ask you, I'm like, where's that hike? That one hike that we went on, where you were talking about how you got strong feet and whatever. And you'd always take me to a different spot.
Because I have so many spots, and they're mostly in Malibu. So this one's like not one of my main spots. But it should be more because this is our closest one to our house.
Last time I was here, I fell really bad.
Did you?
Yeah, I scraped my whole butt. You're like, what happened to your butt? I was like, I fell. Yeah.
This doesn't look like a regular spot. This is awesome. That's why I'm not going to go out of my way to try to reconstruct it. Or I made that up. Yep.
Not sure. Woo! I am in LA right now, and it is freezing cold. It's so cold. Everyone was telling me it's a little cooler out, but I guess I needed to feel it to believe it. Today is my boyfriend's birthday, so I'm gonna start the day by going and getting some of his favorite things. Let me put some of this car mix on before my lips fall off. It's solid because it's so cold. It's not even coming out. Ah! We got some. The name of the game today is get Ben some essentials before dinner, and also a couple things that I knew he wanted. Actually, I'm not going to be able to get the thing. Like, I knew he wanted some new jeans and some new shirts and stuff like that, but I'm just going to get him a couple gift cards to some of his favorite stores. I got to order a cake. We're actually doing dinner with a group of his friends tomorrow, but tonight it's just going to be the two of us. Korean barbecue. And what else did we have planned? Okay, so the thing is, I'm still on East Coast time. So I just woke up, not just, but I woke up around 7 something. It's 9:11 now. Which means I still have at least 2 hours of him being asleep before I need to be back. So we're going to use this time wisely. And get these errands done. Let's go. Maybe if we have time, we can go and skate at school. Warming up. It's warming up. Oh, man. Being out here, especially last night, we went to the beach and we saw dolphins. That is the 3rd time going to the beach since I've moved away that I've seen dolphins. I never saw a single dolphin the entire time I was here. But it just kind of solidified for me that I love both places. Truly love both places. Because as much as I love Miami and I love Sorry, the camera's all waving back and forth. It's kind of creeping me out. It's kind of weirding me out of it a little bit. The tripod is just like doing some kind of conga line shimmy. I don't know. But it just solidified for me that I really want to be in both places. I don't want to just have one coast or the other. I fully have my plan to be bi-coastal. And just being out here and feeling the crisp weather as much as it's freezing cold right now and I'm not prepared for it, it's just different. People ask me all the time, oh, so, what do you like better, LA or Miami? And the question requires such a loaded answer because there's so many things that I love about both. There's things that I don't love so much about both, but that's why, you have the other. Miami is just so different because, one, it's tiny. People don't realize how small Miami is, and I don't think people know that until they live in a larger place. Like growing up in West Palm Beach, I thought that the itch that I had to leave would be satisfied by moving to Miami. So I lived there for a little bit, and a month into being there, I realized this is just as small, if not smaller than West Palm, because West Palm's at least spread out, so you have to drive to places. And even though Miami has a lot more going on now, it's still kind of small to me. And the things that appeal to me about being there are nothing like what I wanted when I moved away. If I were to answer the question and simplify my answer, I love that LA is just a big place. LA is such a big place. You meet people from so many different walks of life, which at the same time can be a little negative. Like, I had never really experienced racism, at least that I was aware of, until I moved to LA. That is a very real thing. And Miami is just such a beautiful, spicy rainbow. LA is huge. LA is just geographically huge. And what I love about LA is there's so much that you can do outside. And you can be in 5 different places in one day if you want to. Like, if you want snow, you can go a couple hours north to Big Bear. If you want to be in the desert, you can head out to the valley or somewhere a little further east. If you want to be by the beach, you can be where I am. It's just, there's so many different vibes because the pockets are all so different. And they're all kind of spread out. But I love the landscape. I love what the outdoors has to offer here in LA. The hikes are amazing. But like I was saying, I really, truly love both places. Even looking for something else when I moved to Miami, I wanted to be closer to my family, but I didn't necessarily want to move away from LA. I just wanted to be home. I wanted to feel like where I felt home was. And for the last 3 years, staying in LA, grinding, just kind of wishing and hoping for things to change and happen, and it wasn't, it made me feel like, okay, well, maybe the way for me to go forward is to go back home, just so I can recharge. Because I found myself thinking more about being home in Florida and planning trips there more times out of the year than actually wanting to be here in LA. Which brings me to another thing that I don't like as much about LA. It's so far from everything. So far from everything that I hold near and dear. Alright, just got a car wash and now we are headed to Korean barbecue.
Yeah. I haven't had it in a while either. This is at least summer. It's hot. I don't want to get barbecue smell on my sweater too.
Alright.
You know? The smoke, it's all smoky.
So far, everything's been
Amazing, as always.
I feel like I literally only eat Korean barbecue.
Yeah, with me.
I never another salad with like scallions or something. There's a chickpea pancake right there. All of our brisket that's on the grill. And that over there is short rib. And then we have this grout salad that's really good. Spicy pancake. This is really good. It's really funny being out here and skating out here now because, for one, it's not really a beautiful place and it never has been, but it's peaceful. So even though it's not the most glamorous or the most beautiful surrounding like some of the places I go to in Miami, it's still gorgeous. And because it brings me peace to be here, I love it that much more. It's probably one of the most beautiful places that I ever frequent. One thing that I noticed is that there are a ton of rocks. There's so many rocks here. And I sort of remember there being a ton of rocks, but the part about the rocks I really remember was avoiding. You think that just because you're good at something when you're a kid, you're gonna be amazing at it as an adult, and that's just not, that's just not the case. You remember it being easy when you're a kid, and then when you try it as an adult, you realize how difficult it actually is. But I remember there was a time that I would be out here every single day, just trying to stay straight, just trying to skate in a straight line. And every single time I came out here, I would fall. Every time, and it was so frustrating because I didn't understand how something that I loved to do and that was so easy when I was a kid was so difficult for me as an adult. My legs would get tired. Every tiny little bump or crack, I would literally go launching off of the floor and sometimes hurt myself really bad. But I was determined to do it, so I would still stick with it. Every single time I would fall. What I realized was falling was actually good because it took that fear of falling away. I would stick with the little basic stuff that I would do, like skate in a circle or skate in a straight line, all the while living in fear that I was going to fall if I tried anything else. So every time I fell, it took away more and more of that fear of falling, which made me try new things. Now, I see there's so many rocks, and at one point, I would literally avoid every single pebble, crack, whatever it was. Now, I can see which pebbles are going to make me fall and which ones aren't. And I think that that's one thing about trying things and experiencing new things is that you realize there's still gonna be bumps in the road. There's still gonna be cracks that are gonna derail you. But the way you approach those bumps and those cracks is what's gonna make you successful in the long run. Now when I see these little rocks and these pebbles and these cracks, I roll right over them. I just know how to balance more. I know how to position my legs to go over these bumps and these cracks so that I don't fall. I might not be able to control how many bumps and rocks and cracks are in the road, but I can control the way that I handle those things. I can control the way that I brace myself for them. And I can control the way that I roll over them. So don't let fear and don't let bumps in the road stop you from trying to achieve your goals. I guess that's my talk about skates and bumps in the road. All right, I gotta go enjoy my skate, but I hope you guys enjoy your day.